Hi, I'm James and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to play a game of Shadows Flicker Like Flames versus England 6. If you enjoy these videos and want to see more, then remember to like and subscribe. Okay, so let's get started. Mountain starting explore. I have a feeling this could be the worst one just because, well, we can't stop any of the builds unless it was jungle, so our innate does nothing, but our main trick is to kind of gather lots of Dahan into a land and then with favour calls due and then sort of let them be protected during the ravage and fight back with concealing shadows. But the mountains, they don't have many invaders in them, so we won't really be able to get much punch back, and this land 5 has got blight in it, so yeah, we'll have to think about what we want to do. However, I think we can just set up to do that in whichever land of sands, wetlands and jungles they explore next. So therefore I want to play Favours Call Due. I also want to play Mantle of Dread to basically push this town out of land 5 to stop it from blighting and causing a cascade. So we'll need to gain some energy to do that and play 2 cards. I think I will go into land 7 in case we ever want to push this town out with Mantle of Dread in the future. And then I'll play, yeah, both of these. Okay, I'm just wondering, I could play Crops Wither and Fade instead to kind of deal with the town that's built here. But I don't think there's any rush to do that right now. So I'm going to gather an explorer into land 7, which doesn't really do much, so maybe I won't even do that. I think we just want to make sure we're always going to get Fear or Favours Call Due wherever they explore. So we'll just leave everything where it is. Okay, so build in the mountain, and then they explore in wetland, which is very nice actually. We'll be able to get a massive Dahan push back here, because we could actually gather all of the Dahan in with Favours Call Due, which is quite tempting, just to, because basically I'm going to push this town in and explore it with Mantle of Dread, and obviously they'll build another town, so there'll be 1 city and 2 towns and 2 explorers, which would be 12 health worth of invaders. So there's definitely a precedent to bring 6 Dahan into this land so that we can deal 12 damage back. So 3 fear for that, and then Mantle of Dread. This explorer and town are also going into land 1 for a big showdown. And because we're playing the reach aspect, once per turn we can ignore range, and that's what we will do with concealing shadows to make sure we don't lose our presence during that ravage. So I guess the next step would just be to get a new power card, see what else we can do with this spirit. I see a Moonfire card. Our innate won't be particularly important against England, but it does generate fear and can push some stuff around, which is pretty nice, and the 0 range is something that we might be able to ignore from time to time. So I will take it. We could even use it to push this town out of land 8 and stop the ravage. Maybe, yeah, because we could push it into land 1, so if there's 2 cities and 2 towns, that's going to be quite a lot. That's going to be at least 14 health of buildings, which we don't have enough Dahan to, kill all of that. But, maybe that's not a problem. I'm thinking we also might want to, it's a shame we won't be able to get range to use Crops Wither and Fade in land 3, and to use Visions. So maybe what we'll do is we'll put a presence here, use Visions of Fiery Doom to push it out, and then Crops Wither and Fade to downgrade this town in land 3, and then if it's just Explorers left, maybe next turn our innate can stop the ravage. It depends if we draw a Moonfire card. So we'll give it a go. So what we'll do is we will move this explorer out now. So yeah, actually it's already dealt with. Then 2 fear, because we have this fire threshold. push this town into land 1, and then they will... Okay, oh yeah, event. Right, we don't want to add blight in this land, even though it will kill the town and city, because they're pretty much dying anyway. So blunt offense, destroy this town. Yeah, we've added a fear card to the fear deck, right? That's a bit scary, but that's fine. Add a Badlands. Oh, and we have to move some of the Dahan out. So I think if we just move one out, it won't be the end of the world, because 5 Dahan will still be able to get rid of all of the buildings, which is all that really matters. I'll move it into land 5 with our presence. Okay, and then they skip the build there, so yeah, our plans to kind of fight back in D1 are just going all over the place. The game has crazy ideas about what will happen there. But yes, we'll ignore range this turn to downgrade that town into an explorer, get 2 fear. And this is lined up perfectly because we can now, with Concealing Shadows, get 1 more fear to earn this fear card, such that they won't do a double build in the mountains due to England 6, the independent resolve. So I think we will try and scale, not reclaiming, just because we'll need lots of presence on the board for England in the late game. Gain a minor power, and we definitely have some good options. I mean, Quicken the Earth Struggle is probably just a better version of Concealing Shadows, as it's actually going to defend the land, not just the Dahan. And its Moonfire promises a protection is kind of fun, another way to protect the Dahan, get that last one back in. But yeah, I'll definitely go for Quicken. Given that we can ignore range on this spirit, I think that is just incredible, to be honest. So what should we do? They're going to be ravaging soon in the sands. I'm wondering if I should set up another sacred site just to make sure we always have one, and then maybe next turn we can use Quicken there and ignore range somewhere else. So I'll play this for the fear. So we'll defend 10, and just in case that's not enough, oh yeah, we can't ignore range on that now, so okay, I'll play that there to get our fear card. Darkness swallows the unwary. So I think if we bring 1 more explorer in here, because we've got 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, we've got 1 more health of invaders that we can kill. So I'll get rid of this mountains explorer. Okay, after actions destroy buildings, we have to add more. That's a bit annoying, but it comes with a disease, so I think all in all it's neutral. Replace a town with an explorer. Yes, that's definitely what we want. Should we do it in land 7? Because then there'll be no buildings there next turn, and we'll be able to, so Ravage, we'll be able to deal with it without innate. So, okay, that's cleared out. Now we have to add a town somewhere. I want to add it in with this Badlands, but I don't want to put it in with the Blight, so a bit unsure. I might put it in land 2 to be with the disease. No, I don't want to do that, because I might want to gather Dahan in there later with Favors Called Due, and I don't want there to be too many invaders such that I can't get the fear off that card. So I'll put it in land 8. Okay, so they're going to escalate. I'm going to use up this disease, and they explore in the wetlands. Okay, so they'll be doing a lot of building there. Maybe we'll reclaim and get rights of the land rejection or something. No, but we got some interesting cards. Haunted by Primal Memories, that could defend land 4 for us. Same thing with Confounding Mists. Gift of Twin Days. I wonder how this interacts with this reach through epithermal distance. I suppose it just says once per turn, not 1 power per turn can ignore range. Just, you know, if I repeat Quicken, can I ignore range on every use of it? I might just grab it quickly just to test that out. So if I were to play both of these, how would this interact? If I wanted to, let's say, use it here and do 1 damage to everything, could I do it again there? No, I cannot. Oh no, I have to cause the repeat, and then can I do it again? So it looks like I can. Let me just triple check this. So if I were to play quicken here, 1 damage, do it again, 1 damage. This is very powerful, right? We could kill off all the towns in the land just like that. Now, is that better than Haunted by Primal Memories, which is going to give us a fear? And I'm sure we can get another fear fast if we want to with Visions of Fiery Doom. And defend this land 4. It's a tough one. I think having this trick of Gift of Twin Days and Quicken at any range in our back pocket is going to be something we can't pass up. So in that case, what should we do? I don't know, because there's 2 explorers on both of these. Even if I push this town out with visions, it's still going to blight. I wonder if we should just play some slow powers. I think our Dahan are in a good place again to defend here in the next Ravage, so we don't need to use Favours Called Due. Maybe we get out Crops Wither and Fade and Mantle of Dread. I don't know where we'd actually want to push anything, maybe just to get this town out of land 5. Yeah, we'll try this. So the idea is that we're going to gather this explorer out of land 7 so it doesn't blight. But its farmers seek the Dahan for aid. So either we need to let them build a bunch or add a whole bunch of blight and kill Dahan, which I don't want to do. So I am actually going to teach them, which is usually a bad option against England. But I think we will be able to pull it off here. So we will add. Can we add? How much can we get away with adding in land 1? They're currently. I should have played Visions actually to get this 2 fear to stop them building so much, because they're currently going to build 1, 2, 3, and then probably a 4th one off the escalation. So there's going to be so many buildings in land 1, which is a shame. Okay, so I'll put it there. I'll kill this Dahan and add the disease there as well. Okay, so let's see where they explore. Mountains. Okay, I think so. Currently, how much damage are they doing in land 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, if we added another city, we wouldn't be able to defend it with Quicken. I think that's a reason not to add it there. We'll just have to really keep an eye on this land 3, and maybe if we have to do an early reclaim or push something out with visions, then we can do that. But I think it will make sense to just immediately downgrade one of these towns before it gets out of control. And then with Mantle of Dread, it doesn't really matter what we do. I think I'm just going to start getting stuff out of land 5 because it's already a bit vulnerable. And I will push into... I'll push the Explorer into land 4. And then maybe this town can go into land 2. Okay. So, do we want to get some energy? Do we want to get a major power? We are going to need a major power at some point. I'm not sure which one of these I'd want to forget. Probably Mantle of Dread, to be honest. And I think 6 energy is a good point to get one. So, we'll have a look at what our options are now. Okay. These look like decent options. I mean, maybe not. Instruments is potentially sort of powerful. I mean, we can kill off a town with it. I don't think we have any plant cards or water cards. Okay, we have a plant card, but getting the threshold on unlock is going to be quite difficult. We need sun. If we played Quicken, we'd need sun, air, water, plant, which would be a very weird combo for us. Pyroclastic flow. We have some elements for this, but I don't know if it will be super effective against England. So I'll go with instruments for now. And then forget Mantle of Dread. And then I'm going to put a presence in with all these Dahan in case we get an event that rewards us for that. So we're going to use Quicken, which will be using our Ignore Range ability this turn. So we won't be able to use Visions of Fiery Doom to push a town out of land 3. We could use it to push one out of land 5. So that way, after they build, the Ravage will be set up and fine. We could also use Gift of Twin Days to repeat. Could we use it to repeat Quicken in land 3? Because it'll be 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know how this works because I only tested repeating it on the same land. So if I defend 10 here, can I defend 10 there as well? I can. That's potentially quite nice. And then, yeah, Visions, like I said, we're going to push this one out. Maybe just into land 6. And then we can play one of these again. I guess we could get another 2 fear off Visions. We'll push a town out of here as well in preparation for the Ravage, and then we can get some fear off this innate. So I think if we get an Explorer out of land 3, that Ravage will be a bit safer and get 2 fear from that. So I think that's going quite well. Add a town adjacent to a land with a coastal town. So I think we have to put it in land 2, otherwise it will cause a blight. Okay, and then we get one of our Dahan back, which is pretty nice. We get some extra defense. And then we get to do some 6 damage in here, so we can kill off both of these towns early. Get us another fear card. Which maybe I shouldn't have done, because it'll be hard to get one next turn now, but add a strife in a land with or adjacent to beast. And they're not going to build in lands with beast. So, okay, I think land 2 is quite built up. Maybe we can start attacking it with instruments soon. Okay. Yep, they've escalated there, and now they're going to build in both of these sands, which already has a lot going on. So, yeah. Now, do we want to place presence again? It would be quite good to get some energy. What would we do? We could play instruments in land 8, strike the city and kill off the town. Then move some Dahan around with favours called due, maybe move them into land 7 to set up a defence there. So, yep. And then where would we want to put the presence from, and what track are we going from? I kind of feel like because we have Gift of Twin Days, going top track will make sense, because we'll need a lot of energy. I might grow into land 2 just to make sure I can always push a town out of here with Visions of Fiery Doom. So I'll play all of these, and then Instruments of their own ruin there, kill that town, Concealing Shadows. We'll do it in land 8 as well. And then, yeah, Darkness swallows the unwary. What are we going to do? I think we'll just get an Explorer out of land 8 in case it does extra damage or something. Ooh. Okay, choose a land with buildings and ravage there. That's not ideal, because it's going to use up our strife and land 8 if we choose that one. But I think, yeah, it's going to be the best option. I don't want any of these sands blighting. Okay. And they will be doing a lot of building in the wetlands as well. Okay, so we actually lost presence there. A shame. Okay, and now the jungle escalation. I think we'll maybe escalate in... Do we want to escalate in land 2? Because we're going to have to try and deal with it anyway, so because it will be on the build card. So yeah, we'll do that. Okay, and then I said we would use Favors Called You to bring some Dahan in here for an attack next turn, or the turn after. So reclaim. Do we want another major, or do we want a minor? I think both are fair options. I would probably forget Crops Wither and Fade. I feel like something to combo with Gifted Twin Days could be quite nice, so we'll go for a minor. None of these are very special. I'll get Gift of Power. Now, what are we going to do to stop this from building too much and lands 4 and 7 from ravaging too much? So land 7 is 3. It's 12 damage, which we could use Defend with Quicken and the Innate to get some Explorers out. Using Instruments in land 2 will make sense because it will sort of use the strife that's already there. We can kill off an extra town. Potentially, see, this is where the energy is going to be a thing. We'll only get to repeat Quicken 1 time, but if we did 1 damage to each building, yeah, it's a shame we won't be able to use it a 3rd time, but 1 damage to each building. What am I trying to say? Well, I've also noticed we don't have range with instruments on land 2, so actually we won't be able to do Quicken there as well. But I was going to say, yeah, 1 damage to each building and then use Instruments of Their Own Ruin would probably kill off all the towns instead of just 2 of them. But okay, since we don't have range, we'll have to play a different card. Do I want to bring in even more Dahan with Favors Called You? Are we going to get any fear off that? Because there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 invaders, plus the one they build, 6 invaders left, which technically will mean 6 Dahan is not, they're not being outnumbered. I don't know, I think it will probably be worth it though, just for the Dahan, extra Dahan counter attack. So I will play Favors Called You. So we take this Explorer out, we defend 10 here, and then we use Instruments, ignoring range, and we'll do 6 damage to kill 2 towns. Okay. Oh, ignore Strife. Okay, we're not relying on it this turn, which is nice. Remove something from a Ravage card, so land 7's okay. Let's whittle down land 4, because it might be harder to deal with since we don't have presence there. Okay, they're blighting and building, and then Jungle Sands Explore. Okay, so we still have a decent amount of fear to go to get to, honestly, it will probably have to be the full out fear victory. We'll use Favors Called You just to bring these 2 Dahan in, and when they ravage it's going to be 3, 5, 7, 8, 9 damage, so yeah, we don't have Quicken in our hands. I did forget about that. Potentially we'll just let them blight and use Concealing Shadows. And yeah, do we go with a major? Because I think I'd go for a major now. Or do we just get some energy? I think we'll go for a major when we reclaim. Get some energy. I'm going to open the door to us having 5 card plays, and I'm going to create a sacred site inland. I don't think it really matters. 5, just so we have proper range to do instruments. So I'm thinking I want to do Concealing Shadows, Gift of Twin Days, and Gift of Power, basically, so we can get 3 minor cards off Gift of Power, but they're going to be building twice in both of these sands, which could be extremely risky, especially in land 7. So not playing, well, they're going to build, sorry, twice from this one and then once from this one, so it'll be 3 times, which should actually make us lose in land 7. So I don't think we can afford to do that. We could play Visions of Fiery Doom to get a building out of land 7, get some fear. The question is, do we want to get enough fear to get an extra fear card, because we're only on track to get 3 right now. And to do that, we'd either need to repeat Visions using Gift of Twin Days, subbing out Gift of Power, or just putting Crops Wither and Fade to upgrade our innate, which I think that's slightly more efficient. Yeah, and it's a shame this Gift of Twin Days, Gift of Power combo isn't meant to be. Okay, so Concealing Shadows, we are going to go Blighted. We're also going to be adding another Blight here. And then Visions of Fiery Doom, push this town into land 1. Alright. Darkness swallows the unwary. We will, yeah, we'll just kill off some, you know, we'll kill off explorers from both jungle and sands, because they'll be ravaging soon. Sorry, no, I want to just prioritize trying to sort out land 4 if I can. Okay. Visions out of time. Ooh. It's a weird one. We could play Gift of Twin Days, which would then give us extra uses on Crops Wither and Fade. Should be a lot of fear. Oh no, this isn't. I'm getting confused with another event. We have to replace... We'd have to replace instruments with something else. That could be reasonable, to be honest. Otherwise, we have to add an Omen, which I think is going to be very risky. I mean, potentially they're going to be actually ravaging twice in land 2 next turn, which, if we're defending it with Quicken and we have a Dahan counter attack, it could be a good thing, and we get a bit of fear out of it. I kind of want to get a new major power. That's all that's going on here. So, okay, currently we're going to do 12 damage, so that could kill 3 cities. Then there'll be 2 towns, they'll build a new city, and a couple of explorers left. So that will be 9 damage in the next Ravage. Quicken can definitely defend it, but then again, we'll only need 1 Ravage to kill off everything. So, do we want to redraft instruments? I think we do. So, let Warning Waft. Okay, so we've got some more repeats here with Power Storm. Otherwise, I'm not super impressed with any of these, so we'll pick up Power Storm, and then hopefully we get a very juicy major next turn, which we can repeat. Okay. Bit of defense. Not going to be enough in land 2, I think, to stop the Blight. So we'll add it in land 7, this Strife. Okay, so we'll do this Ravage first. Okay, that's fine. We'll kill off all the cities for maximum fear. Fun. Another blight. Okay. They're building. So yeah, England fully out of control now. What can we do? We need to play Crops Wither and Fade to stop them getting too many buildings in the capital. What's our chance of defending land 7 with Quicken? So 2, 4, 6, 9, 11. It's technically defendable right now. So I'm going to downgrade this town. Or maybe I should have downgraded one in land 3. Maybe that's better. Just because they're going to build there and then they'll go up to 6 buildings, which is quite dangerous. Okay. This one's going to have to cascade into land 3, and then we'll probably need to quicken land 7, 6 and 2 using Gift of Twin Days. Notwithstanding getting a very nice major power. Infinite Vitality? I think it's better than all the rest. I'm going to get rid of Crops Wither and Fade now. So we can use this to defend some lands. Yeah, if we use it with Power Storm, we could use it on land 6 and 4, and then use Quicken on land 2, and that way land 7 blights instead, which doesn't cause a cascade. This is relatively defensive, which I don't like, because next turn we're going to have the same problem, just in jungle and wetlands instead. But I don't know if our other options were really going to help us that much. So, okay, we could do our original plan, Gift of Twin Days, and then let this land 4 Blight Cascade go down to our final Blight, but it means we get to play another card of our choosing. Which, I don't even know what that would be. We don't really have, I mean, we could play one of those weird major powers like Cleansing Floods, but I don't think it will do very much. 2 damage per blight, 1 damage per blight in adjacent land. We'd nearly have the threshold, we'll just be 1 earth short. Okay. Do we just play Infinite Vitality as well? Just be completely defensive. Okay, so we will do Quicken in land 2. Quicken in land 6. Quicken in land 7. And then Infinite Vitality in land 4. And then we're going to get an Explorer out of land 7. So we have to destroy a presence. I think we'll destroy it from land 6. Okay, so this is a way we can remove a fear card. Though I think if we weave lies, it might put us over damage thresholds. So land 6 is currently 3, 5, 7, 9. It would become 11. That would work. Land 7 is at 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. And it would become 13. So that one would blight. And land 2 is at 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. It would become 12. So it would cause us to take too much blight, unfortunately, to pay for this. But it's also going to remove this card from the top of the deck, so we're going to be in a big rush. I will ignore Curiosity, but I can absolutely see why that could be the wrong thing to do. Because yeah, we might have been saved by this Scapegoats, right? all these explorers dying means actually the damage would not have been as much as I was afraid of. Although I did forget they were building another city here, so I think that's just as well. Kill both of these cities and one of the towns. Okay, so that's good. All the rest of these ravages, we just kind of stalled the game a little bit. And then Sand Mountain Explore. Okay. Right, I think we need to, again, we need to go for a new crazy major power, which we might be able to repeat. Do we want to have any of these cards? I mean, we do, but we can get up to 4 card plays if we do it like this. So we could blight in land 3 and land 1. Land 6. There's just nothing we can do if we don't. It's very risky if we don't reclaim. If we don't have Quicken the Earth Struggles or Infinite Vitality, it's just very risky. But we would want to play 4 cards, right? We're going to want to play... Because, yeah, we're going to want to play probably Gift of Twin Days and Quicken. And then ideally Power Storm in our new major. But that won't be an option, so... I think reclaiming is for the best. I don't see how we're not going to lose due to these ravages in land 2 and 6 that we won't be able to stop. I mean, our major might help stop them, but it might not. I'm going to reclaim. We're near the end of the game. I'm just not going to go that risky. So, yeah, this is just as well. None of these were very good. I'll take Terrifying Nightmares, just as it gives a decent chunk of fear. I'll forget Favours Called You. And if we do Gift of Twin Days, Quicken the Earth Struggles, you know, we can't even get the threshold on Terrifying Nightmares. It's horrible. Are we going to stall it out again with Infinite Vitality? I don't think so. The most aggressive card we've got is probably Visions of Fiery Doom, which will give us 2 fear. And then upgrade our innate for potentially another 2 fear. So, okay. We're also on track to lose in land 7, right? And land 4, because they're going to be building 2 buildings in each of them. Okay, so we'll have to... We'll have to hope, to be honest. We'll have to hope. Okay, so defend 10. Defend 10. We'll have to let both of those blight. Then Visions. We'll move this town, I don't know, over there. And we'll use Visions again. Just this time it needs to be at 0 range. So I'm going to move something into land 2 so it can die in the Ravage. And then we get to kill some explorers. So we'll do it like this. 1, 2. 2 fear. Okay. 3 terror level fear cards. Destroy a presence. I'll do it in land 1. Okay. So we get a fear from that building dying. We can remove up to 4 health of invaders. I guess we'll remove this city. Some defense, that's not what we needed. Add a strife. I guess this would mean this land won't blight. So none of them are going to blight, but I'm not particularly worried about the blight being added because this is our last invader card. Okay, so we get more fear from this Ravage. What's gone on here? I forgot they were building. Oh gosh, okay. It's just as well. Just as well that we didn't blight in land 1 or land 3. Oh no, and then Yeah, right. We didn't get the hope we needed to stop us losing from Inland 4, which is a shame. Okay, that was an interesting game. Um, I think, obviously there were things I could have done better. I do feel I was maybe a little bit let down by the major power deck, but that might just be, actually to be expected. But I did kind of need something a bit better at some point. Um, yeah, we had quite a few drafts. Power Storm would have been nice, but yeah, we were ultimately a little bit too defensive around the Blight. But I hope you enjoyed, and enjoy watching next time. Bye.